My name is Colin Sterling, and I chose to do Marina Bay Sands as my building. Marina Bay Sands reflects the country's modern culture and ambitions. Singapore wants to be known as a global hub for tourism, finance, and luxury, and this building shows that clearly. The three towers represent growth and innovation, and the massive sky park that stretches across all three symbolizes Singapore's belief in bold engineering and unique architecture. From a structural standpoint, each tower has to support huge gravity loads from hotel floors, restaurants, and mechanical equipment. The towers also must withstand strong lateral wind forces since Singapore has storms and coastal winds. The Sky Park adds an extra challenge because it acts like a giant cantilever, basically a long beam sticking out, so engineers had to calculate bending, shear, and deflection very carefully to keep it stable and safe. For the modern construction process in 2010, the three towers were constructed with reinforced concrete cores, which act like internal spines that carry vertical loads and resist wind forces. Around these cores, workers built steel concrete composite floors, which made these towers lighter and allowed faster construction. The Sky Park was even more complex. It used massive steel trusses, some weighing hundreds of tons, to support the cantilevered infinity pool, restaurants, and greenery on top. These trusses were assembled piece by piece and then lifted by some of the largest cranes available. For the falsework and temporary supports, iron structures were used to keep the building from tilting further, buckling, and moving under strong winds. And then there was also steel scaffolding too under the sky bridge. Transportation, precast concrete panels and structural components were produced off-site and transported by trucks to save time and improve quality. Steel truss sections for the Sky Park were brought to the site, assembled on the ground, and then lifted into position with extreme precision. This mix of prefabrication and on-site assembly allowed construction to move quickly even in a tight urban setting. Now, if this was built in 1700, the three towers would need to be built out of masonry, meaning stone or brick, supported by thick load-bearing walls. Floors would be made of heavy timber beams instead of steel or concrete slabs. Because masonry only handles compression well, these towers could reach only a small fraction of the actual building's height before becoming unstable. Falsework in the 1700s would consist of simple wooden scaffolding, ladders, and pulley systems powered by people or animals. Lifting large stones or wooden beams would be slow and dangerous, and the construction would take decades instead of a few years. Stone and timber would be moved by carts, pulled by horses or oxen, or just plain people. Large components could not be prefabricated or transported easily, which would slow progress even more. There were also height limitations in 1700. Without steel frames, reinforced concrete, or engineering calculations like the modern times, tall buildings were highly unstable. Masonry walls had to get extremely thick as height increased, and it wouldn't have worked out. It would have been impossible to make it as tall as it was now, back then. Marina Bay Sands may have been influenced by the Ponte Vecchio bridge collapsing, and the bridge collapsed because the builders underestimated the force of water, and it ended up destroying it. The natural threat to Marina Bay Sands is soil sediment and wind loads, and basically, unlike the bridge, the modern engineers designed this building to withstand the natural forces, and they could have learned from this bridge collapse to do that.